Hello YouTube, it's EmmaBoys10 here and welcome to the newest segment of the Q&A, and I hope you guys enjoy it. In advance I'm going to apologise if this video is long because I've got quite a few questions to go through, and Q&As are never long anyway. So anyway, thank you very much for all your questions everybody. I'll try and answer them as best as I can, and of course when the next little Q&A, the little Q&A pop-up video comes up, you know, if you want to ask a question, just post them there and I'll try and get to them as in the next Q&A video when it comes round, okay? So till then, I hope you guys enjoy this one. So here we go. Right, first question is from the Quasar Phantom. How long have you been YugiTubing? How long do you think you'll keep doing videos? If you could go back in time and give yourself advice, what would it be? Also, do you find MCO40 sexually attractive? Well, okay. The first questions I can answer, no problem. How long have I been YugiTubing? Well, I actually started my channel in 2007, but it wasn't until 2009 when I actually got myself a camera for my university course, because I was doing archaeology and all that, and I liked recording things on my mobile, but I got myself a proper camera. And when I started to go to Mad for Miniatures and to play Yu-Gi-Oh and everything, I took my camera along with me, and that's how I kind of got started on my YugiTubing from that. I think it was completely by accident. I just liked, recording stuff, recording videos of my experiences at my archaeological sites and at Yu-Gi-Oh, and I thought, I might as well just put them up. So that's how my Yu-Gi-Oh channel really started, in all honesty. I think I'll be doing videos for quite a while. What I do with my videos is I make a couple of videos in one day, and then I pace myself with them. Like, I'll put one video up, wait 1 or 2, 3 days to let the video, of course, get views, comments, so everybody can see them. There's plenty of time, and then that's when the next video up. So I've got plenty of videos. I think I'll be doing them for quite a long time. I'm also thinking about starting another channel, but that's still up in the air about some things, and it's not going to be Yu-Gi-Oh related before anybody starts. If I was to go back in time to give myself advice, in my teenager years and stuff like that, or with YugiTubing, I would say don't be afraid of what others think. I think that would be the key advice I'd give myself, is don't be afraid of what others think, because back then when I started my YugiTubing, when I was a teenager and all that, I was really scared of negative reaction. I was really scared of being tossed out, because I had been through a period of bullying and everything, and I feared rejection and people not liking me, because at heart I'm a people pleaser. I like to make others happy, and that's just who I am. And good grief, what on earth was that? Sorry about that, don't know what that was. I was just scared of people's reactions, but I'm not so bothered nowadays, because I know that the world is made up of good and bad. There's always going to be people who appreciate your videos and appreciate what you do, and there's always going to be the idiot, one or two idiots who are going to be jealous, who don't like your videos just because they don't like your videos and just want to be idiots for the sake of being idiots. So I think that would be my key advice, is don't be afraid of what others think. Also, do you find MCO40 sexually attractive? What made you want to ask that question, can I ask? Just to confirm, I have a boyfriend already, Ginrai Prime. I have been with him for 7 years now. Good grief, 7 years? That's a really long time, jeez, oh. 7 years, and we are very much in love. Okay, so no, I don't find him sexually attractive. I think he's a good YugiTuber and a good player. I mean, I've actually spoken to him once or twice before, and I think he's an okay guy. But sexually attractive, no. I have a boyfriend, I'm in love with him, that's that, okay? Right, next question is from Nahum Dyer. What is your favourite spell card of all time? If you could meet any anime character in real life, who would it be? If you could meet anybody that you admire in the Yu-Gi-Oh community, who would it be? My last question is that, have you ever thought about holding your own Yu-Gi-Oh Skype tournament for your Skype contacts? Right, that's quite a lot of questions, Nahum. Thank you very much, and I'll try and answer them as best I can. My favourite spell card of all time has to be Monster Reborn. Even though it's forbidden at the moment, it's my absolute spell card, because I think the artwork is incredible. I mean, in the Japanese artwork, it's an Egyptian Ankh, the looped cross, which is the symbol of life in ancient Egypt, and it's actually used to some extent in the Egyptian Coptic Christian church. Now, Coptic is actually a form of ancient Egyptian still alive in a way. It's sort of like you've got your hieroglyphs, then you've got your hieratic, which is a quicker form of hieroglyphs, and then there was a quicker form of hieratic called Coptic, apparently. Something along that. So it's kind of a really deep connection to ancient Egypt, which I love about, you know, the show and everything. I love the connection about the past and the ancient times and everything. That's something, as I keep saying, that's something that really attracted me to the show, because I am an archaeologist. You know, I've got a, you know, and it really, you know, stood out for me. And the dub artwork, even though it's vastly different, it's really pretty. I like it, especially when it's in like a shiny form, like if it's sparkle, secret rare, I think. Has Mr. Bower been printed in secret rare? I'm not so sure. If you guys know, post in below, send me a link, whatever. I'd like to have a look. Yeah, I think it's the one card where in the dub artwork and the Japanese artwork I like both. And the ability to bring back a monster from either player's graveyard is incredible, because it can give you so much advantage, and it's just a useful, versatile little card. You know, any deck could pretty much use it, no matter what kind of deck it is. So that's my favourite spell card of all time. Any anime character I would love to meet. I think it would have to be two characters actually. My first one, of course, would be Pharaoh Atomu, or Yamayugi, because he was pretty much a badass, you know, in the show and everything. And he was my favourite character because, you know, he was the pharaoh, and you know, he was fighting to get back fight back what he lost and everything, and he learned. You know, he learned so much and everything from Yugi and his friends and everything, and he was just such an amazing role model of, you know, you should never give up, believe in the heart of the cards, you know, that sort of thing. And the second character would be Kisara, because she's my favourite female character in the anime, not just because of the Blue Eyes White Dragon, but just because of the purity and innocence that she represents. You know, she was a pure-hearted, kind-hearted soul. She was outcast by a lot of Egyptian classes because, you know, she was different for her hair and eyes and everything. But despite all the abuse and sadness that she endured during her life, she still remained really kind-hearted, really pure. And of course, she fell, to some extent, as suggested by the manga and anime, she fell in love with Seto, Priest Seto. And I don't know if any of you guys know this, but apparently in the anime there was going to be an extension line of the Kisara and Seto arc, as it were, love storyline, in where Seto declares his love for her and was going to, like, you know, avenge her death and everything, and, you know, that sort of thing. And Kazuki Takahashi really wanted to explore the relationship between them two, because in the manga, to an extent, it's kind of vague. It's a pure-hearted soul saving a soul that's tainted by darkness, basically. But in the anime, it was going to be something much more, and sadly, because of deadlines, they couldn't do that. So Kisara would definitely be the second character I'd really want to meet, because, as I said, she's kind-hearted, she's pure, she has an amazing power inside her that she didn't even know she had. You know, in the anime she becomes aware of it, but not in the manga. She never even knew she had that power. And it just shows you should never, and she's a character where it shows you should never ever diss anybody, because you can never realise the actual potential and power that they might have overall. This cannot just be applied in the anime and manga, it can also be applied in the real world. Someone you might diss as strange, freaky, daft, etc., etc., could actually be someone with a lot of potential and a lot of power. So you should never judge people by their cover, by the book's cover and all that. And you know, it's just one of those things in life. If I could meet anybody I admire in the Yu-Gi-Oh community, I would have to say top off is Dragon Duelist Girl, because I really admire her. You know, she's really knowledgeable of her game and everything. She's really a beautiful young lady as well. You know, I think she's really beautiful. You know, and she's not afraid to put up what she feels and thinks and all that. Even if it's a trolley video or something, she's not afraid to put it up and say, you know, I don't care what you think, you know, I'm doing things my way. I really admired her for that. And she played dragons mostly. I don't know if she's playing any Blue Eyes decks or anything, or she has played Blue Eyes decks in the past or anything, but she was pretty cool. And she's an amazing artist, you know, with all her cosplays and everything as well. She's really amazing with that. So that would definitely be the person I'd want to meet. If it was a male person I wanted to meet, oof, that's a good one. I don't know actually. I think all the male big male YouTubers in the community are amazing. I would love to meet them all one day. But as I said, I don't have an actual favourite male YouTuber, as it were. But definitely, the one person I would absolutely love to meet is Dragon Duelist Girl. Definitely. My last question is, right, Skype tournaments, right, as you guys know, I'm a very private person, okay. I did have open Skype invitations before, but sadly that went awry with a lot of idiots, so hence I kept myself private on Skype. And I do have Skype friends and all that, but Skype tournaments and stuff, not really. I'm not so sure about that. I remember when me, Dark Perdition 84, Kalo Shade, Scapegoat User, Darkness L1989, Neonexus, we used to have little mini tournaments ourselves, KCP mini tournaments, the Kalo Shade Conference Podcast mini tournaments, but that was just for fun. We didn't fight for any prizes or that sort of thing. That was just a complete fun thing, but I don't think I could do it just because of how I am. I'm such a private person. I'm not really, that open on Skype and all that. For like maybe general competitions and stuff like that in the future on my channel, I don't know. I'm not really that kind of person. It's not that I don't want to. It's just because behind all of it, it is quite expensive, and at the moment I don't have a job. So if I wanted to give you guys a really good prize, whether it be on the Skype tournament or in a general competition on my channel, I couldn't really afford to give you much, and I feel bad, that I wouldn't be able to. I would like to do something. I'd like to do something, but I'm unsure how to go about it, and two, it's just the expensive side of it, and I would like to give you guys something nice and not something, daft and crappy, if you see what I mean. So, I hope that answers your questions, Nahum, and thank you for your comments. Next question is from How To Dude. How long have you had your 3 original Blue Eyes for? My 3 original Blue Eyes, give me a moment. Now, this is a tin. I'm actually thinking about doing a video about this. This is a extra tin I keep, where I keep all my cards that I think that might be useful for my decks or band or thingy. And as you can see, it's the Galaxy Eyes tin, so I'm just going to quickly look for my original Blue Eyes. I have a lot of Blue Eyes, I am not going to lie. Where are you, darlings? Oh, there you are. Right, these 3 cards here are my original Blue Eyes. These are the original cards that I used to play all the time, but as you can see, they're quite damaged to an extent, so I wouldn't be allowed to play them anymore because, of course, the card thickness has changed and everything, so it'd be considered cheating in tournaments and that. But these 3 original, I've had for almost, when was it? It was 2003. The anime came out. 2004 was when I started. It was a couple of months after the movie came out in 2004, so that would be about August time. It was about January, February time, 2005 or so. I got these 3 original Blue Eyes from trading and all that, trading the younger kids who had spare Blue Eyes cards and they didn't want them. So it's about 2005, so that's about nearly 9-10 years I've had these 3 original cards for, so it's quite a long time. But I'm not chucking them out, even if they get totally wrecked and everything. I wouldn't chuck them out because they were the original Blue Eyes I ever had, and naturally I wouldn't want to get rid of them. I wish I could play them again, but unfortunately, as I said, just with the card thickness and how they're damaged and all that, it can show up in the card sleeve and be considered cheating. So hope that answers your question there. Next card is from Project 1412. Which of the 3 legendary dragons is your favourite, and would you use it in your Blue Eyes deck? Well, that's a really good question there. 3 legendary dragons, Xayah, Helmos and Crisius. Oh, I don't know. I think they're all amazing. I think they're all incredible. If I can remember, I'm sorry if I get them mixed around, but I know one does trap cards, one does spell cards, one does monster cards. Oh, I'm not so sure. Well, I like all of them. I think they're all amazing, but if I was to pick one, I'm not sure. I actually can't answer that, to be honest. I don't know which one's my favourite. I mean, I didn't mind the Doma arc, which was the Orichalcos arc in Yu-Gi-Oh! I thought it was a really dark series. I thought it was really cool and everything. But I liked all 3 dragons, but I don't have a particular favourite one. If I really had to pick one, it'd probably be Timaeus, just because, well, he's pretty cool. I mean, he looks like Yugi when he becomes his knight form, which is pretty awesome and everything as well. But, you know, I think he was if I can remember from the anime, he was a really interesting character, mainly the fact that he, you know, he was able to show Yami Yugi, because of the darkness in his heart, you know, that he wasn't going to be with him if he was going to be like that. You know, I don't think any of the other two dragons did anything to show that, you know, if you don't stop behaving like that, you know, I'm not going to be with you. So I think Timaeus was the most interesting, I think, to me. But I like all of them. I think they're pretty awesome. Next question is from Kasai Wolf 07. Question 1, just one minor question, but what prompted you to start saying hello YugiTube as opposed to hello YouTube like you used to? With the release, number 2, with the release of the Rank Up Magic, the 7th one, and Chaos number 107 Neo Galaxy Eyes Tachyon Dragon coming from Primal Origin, do you see yourself using the cards in any of your decks since you had a fondness for Tachyon Dragon before? Question 3, have you watched any of the 5Ds anime or the ZeekCell anime, and what is your impressions of Arc V? Question 4. If you hadn't fallen in love with Blue Eyes and stayed with the Dark Magician, then how do you think your style of dueling and deck would have changed? Now those are 4 very, very, very good questions there, Kasai Wolf, and I'll try and answer them as best I can. Right, question 1. For hello YugiTube instead of hello YouTube is that I felt like if I said hello YouTube, then I was saying it to the whole of the YouTube community, and my channel is only specifically for Yu-Gi-Oh! So that's why I started to go hello YugiTube instead, because YugiTube is a term used by other YugiTubers basically to describe the Yu-Gi-Oh! Community, and since my channel and videos are aimed only at the YugiTube community, that's why I'm saying it, if you understand what I mean. It's like I'm saying hello to the YugiTube community, not the whole of YouTube, because if some random person who doesn't know Yu-Gi-Oh! Comes onto my video, they're like, what the heck is this all about? But if I say hello YugiTube, then to some extent, someone who does know Yu-Gi-Oh! Or has played it or anything will know what I'm talking about. Rank Up Magic, the 7th one, and the Neo Galaxy Eyes Tachyon Dragon. Now, I like Tachyon Dragon, I won't lie, and I like the Galaxy Eyes series in general. But the Rank Up Magic stuff, I really never took a shine to, in all honesty. I've gone up against some Rank Up decks, and I think they're very formidable, but it's not really my thing. I don't think I'll be using it. And Neo Galaxy Eyes Tachyon Dragon, I don't think I'll be using either, because to exceed it, you need 3 level 9 monsters, and I don't have any. Of course, you can use the Rank Up Magic and everything if you want to as well, but I see that as a specific strategy. Like, you know, it's too specific just to get out that one card if I was to run it in my Blue Eyes deck. So no, I don't think I'll be running it in the Blue Eyes deck. I'm happy with just Tachyon Dragon because it's a very versatile little card and being a mini skill drain in the battle phase. But actually the Chaos version and the rank up numbers, no, I don't think I'll be using that. Not at all. Watching any of the 5Ds anime in ZeekCell, well, I have watched all 5Ds, both dub and sub, and I think it, besides the original Yu-Gi-Oh, of course, it's one of the best series besides the original. I really liked the first arc of the Ancient Past and the Inca and all that. I wasn't so sure about the second arc when it was experimenting with the future. It was interesting, but I think it could have been done better, just in my personal opinion. But I still enjoyed it, still liked it. ZeekCell, I have watched the first season of ZeekCell in subbed because I cannot stand the dub. Apparently the dub does get better after a certain while, but I just couldn't stand listening to the dub. I was like, oh my god, what have they done? Basically. So I've watched the first season and I'm just starting the Baryon arc, like the season with all the Baryon arcs and everything, so I do have quite a lot of episodes to catch up on that. But I'm going to start that soon. Arc V, I've seen like the trailer for it and it looks interesting, and I've heard about this new mechanic that's coming out, the pendulum summoning. It's interesting, but of course we'll have to wait and see what the anime is actually like when it comes out. It looks interesting, you know. I would watch it if I can, but I can't give a final verdict until I've actually seen it. Blue Eyes White Dragon stayed with the Dark Magician. Right, okay, that's a very interesting question. I have actually no idea what I'd be like. I think if I was to put myself on a comparison, I'd probably be very similar to Dark Magician 84. I'd be, you know, trying to make several Dark Magician decks with different variants and all that. You know, I'd try and keep it a pure Dark Magician deck to an extent. Like I do with Blue Eyes, basically I'd use as many cards as Yugi would use and all that. that Yu-Gi would have used. Keep it pure, you know, like a couple of Dark Magicians, several Dark Magician girls, Magician's Valkyria, a lot of those kind of cards and everything. You know, like my Blue Eyes, it's a fun deck, but it can be but it's got a competitive streak in it. Same with the Dark Magician, it'd probably be a fun deck, but it's got a competitive streak in it. So it'd probably be like that, and I'd probably be, you know, vastly different. You know, I can't really say what I'd be like. I think the only thing I could say about the actual deck itself would be it'd be a bit more. It would be the same way I'd do my Blue Eyes. You know, pure, fun, and competitive to some extent. But with my style of dueling and all that, I am not sure. It's. Oof. I think I'd be quite competitive. I mean, I'm competitive, but I think I'd be even more competitive with Dark Magician because of all the combos and that can go with it. You know, and be going, like with Dark Magician 84, going absolutely mad that there's not very much support coming out for the Dark Magician at this current time. But other than that, you know, I think that's all I can say about that. So I hope that answers your question, Kasai Wolf, and thank you very much for your questions. Alright, next question is from Toxin12. If you could be part of any Yu-Gi-Oh series, which one would it be? And would you be a main or supporting role in that series? Oh, right, that's going to be an interesting one. If I was to be, I would say the original Yu-Gi-Oh! Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Monsters and 5Ds. And naturally, you know, anybody would like to be a main role. I mean, I wouldn't mind being a main role, depending on, you know, how I was and how I was put, basically. But I don't mind being a side character as well, a supporting character, because as I said, the kind of person I am is that I like to help people, I like to make them happy and all that, so I wouldn't mind either one, to be honest. I mean, naturally, a lot of people don't mind being the main character. I mean, that'd be awesome, you know, being a main character. At the same time, I don't mind being a side supporting character as well, so... And if it was a series, I would choose either Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Monsters, the original, or 5Ds, because I said those two are my favourite series so far. Okay, next question is from Manjus0823. Do you plan on trying any new decks besides the Harpies? Well, that's interesting. Not really, in all honesty. It's because I'm very specific with what kind of decks I like and everything. And also, it's also due to things like how expensive Yu-Gi-Oh! Is. Because you have to remember, it is an expensive card game, so I can't fork out money left, right and centre to build, you know, all these kind of decks. I go with decks that I know I can get over time and that I'm very comfortable with. As I said, I'm going to say in my deck video for the Harpy Ladies, you know, I've always liked the Harpy Ladies. I never had a chance to build them because they were so expensive and so hard to get, but now that they are readily available, I could probably get them no problem. Same with the Blue Eyes. The Blue Eyes decks and cards were hard at first, but then I eventually got them and the deck eventually became what it is today and all that. But it also depends on the money issue. But if I really wanted to build one other deck that I would like to build, it'd probably be Dark Magician, to be honest, because it's just a bit of nostalgia there. So it'd probably be an online Dark Magician deck for the moment until I get the real deal. But apparently there's rumours of a lot of new Dark Magician support cards coming out. I mean, apparently Dark Renewal is getting a release in the OCG, which is pretty cool. But so at the moment, I don't really have any new decks that I want to try out, unless something really interests me. But at the moment, I think, oh, there's another one. It'd probably be Galaxy Eyes as well. It'd probably be Dark Magician Galaxy Eyes, but that's still very much up in the air. But at the moment, current time, no, I'm not planning on doing any new decks or anything. Next is the movie Loverboy. Hi, how are you? I wanted to ask that in the booster pack that will be released, Dragons of Legend, which do you think will come and which would you like to be released? I'm thinking you're talking about Primal Origins there. Oh, and another question from Movie Loverboy, sorry, put it on 2 lines, is also, which of the 3 Egyptian god cards do you like the best? And what do you think about the legal versions of them? Okay, I haven't really kept up much with the Yu-Gi-Oh! Thing. I'm assuming you're talking about Primal Origins, because I know that's got the Galaxy Eyes Prime Dragon. Unfortunately, as I said earlier in a previous question, I haven't actually seen any of the Baryon Arc series, so I'm not entirely sure what dragons are being released because I haven't seen that arc and everything. So unfortunately I can't really answer that question at the moment. I mean, we've seen Galaxy Prime Dragon and number 46 Dragaloon, something like that. I've got the number 46 card, and I would like to get the Galaxy Prime Dragon because it looks pretty awesome, but as for other dragon cards, I have no idea. I'm really sorry about that. I just haven't kept up with Yu-Gi-Oh! In that sense, sadly. The 3 Egyptian God cards I like the best. I would have to say the Winged Dragon of Ra, definitely. Not just because it's the most powerful, or its 3 abilities or anything, if you're counting the anime. The Winged Dragon of Ra in the anime is my favourite just because of its most Egyptian-like appearance and its Egyptian lore that's behind it. You know, it's named after the sun god Ra. You know, it's a god of light and fire and everything, and he becomes a phoenix, which was an important mythological beast in ancient Egyptian mythology. It was the signal for the coming of a new age, if it was seen. What else is there? And you know, it's quite an amazing dragon. It looks like a phoenix, but at the same time it's a dragon. It's pretty awesome. I think it's really cool. So in the anime, Ra's my favourite. With the legal versions, Slifer would be my favourite because Ra pretty much was nerfed really badly for the legal version. Obelisk is pretty good. It's really good, and it's pretty cool. I mean, they used the actual Egyptian artwork that was used on it, seen in the manga, and the Slifer one is wow. It's just incredible, to put it politely. You know, it's pretty much the closest to its anime counterpart. You know, with gaining cards, attack over its card numbers, and etc. etc. So Slifer's my favourite of the legal versions, but in the anime, Ra's my favourite. So yeah, I hope that answers your question there. Next question is from Vampirizam. Draconites got destroyed because of Dragon Rulers and Dragon Ravine. Are you afraid of your Hieratic since that's the most competitive ruler variant at the moment? To be honest, no, I'm not. Hieratic and a Hieratic Dragon Ruler deck doesn't really bother me, in all honesty. I mean, the Dragon Rulers have pretty much been nerfed enough. Well, in the TCG they've been limited, but in the OCG they're semi-limited. So in the TCG they've been nerfed enough, so they're not that much of a threat. They're still pretty good in combos with other dragon decks and everything, like the Hieratics and everything. Fair enough, that's pretty cool. I actually like that name, Hieratic Rulers. That's a really good name there. In the OCG they might be a bit more powerful just because they are semi-limited, but at this current time, you know, I can't really give a definitive answer on that. I don't think anything will be destroyed, or like anything banned or anything. I mean, it was a bit sad that Dragon Ravine had to go, but a lot of Dragon Ruler variant decks often just played 1 or 2 copies to get things going. And we've got Dragon Shrine instead to play that. I mean, don't know if Dragon Shrine will get hit, I highly doubt it. But the good thing about Dragon Shrine is it's a once per turn thing as well, and you know, you gain most advantage if you send normal monsters to the graveyard to send another dragon to the graveyard. So I don't think there's anything I can think of that could be hit by the Hieratic versions. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if the search card for them, the Hieratic Seal of Convocation, is touched in some way, semied or something like that. I wouldn't be surprised, but other than that, I'm not really that worried. Alright, last question actually is from Dark Magician 25. What is your favourite character in each Yu-Gi-Oh series? Who is your favourite duelist in each series? Favourite card in each series? If you could be in a Yu-Gi-Oh series, which series would you want to be? Hi about that, guys. Sorry, the camera just cut out. I didn't realise I'd gone over my time limit. What was I saying? Yeah, my favourite duelists in each of the series. As I said, in Duel Monsters it was Yami Yugi and Seto Kaiba. In GX it was Yubel and Jesse Anderson. In 5Ds it's Yusei, Furo and Akiza. And as I was saying, Akiza has, I think, a lot more screen time as a female duelist, besides Mai Valentine, you know, besides any of the other female duelists in general. And in Zexal it's definitely Astral, because you know, Astral was meant to be the Yami Yugi character, and that's pretty awesome and all that. My favourite card in each series, good grief. Well, of course, original Duel Monsters is Blue Eyes White Dragon. GX was Yubel, and the Rainbow Dragon. Actually, I liked those two. They were my favourite cards. 5Ds was definitely Stardust and Black Rose Dragon. All variants of the Stardust Dragon, because I thought they were pretty awesome, and I keep hurting myself with my ring. I better put it off. Actually, it's hurting my finger. Ouch. And in Zeexel, I don't know actually. I mean, I wouldn't say Utopia. I mean, Utopia is the main one that's often promoted and everything, but it would have to be Galaxy Eyes actually. I like the Galaxy Eyes. The Galaxy Eyes is probably my favourite card just because of how variant it is. And speaking of the Galaxy Eyes, I forgot about Kaito. Kaito is probably my other favourite duelist character in Zeexel. Because, you know, that's the Seto Kaiba character in a way. I mean, Zeexel really tried to incorporate the original stuff of, like, Duel Monsters, I think, to some extent, and it was pretty awesome, and I think it was really cool. Is there any other questions? No, I think that's everything. So that's it for this Q&A video. Thank you very much, everybody. I hope you guys enjoyed. I'm really sorry if this is a long video, but as I said, Q&As never are. But as I said, next time you see that little Q&A video saying if you want to ask me questions, just post down in the comments below, and I'll get to them as soon as I can. Till then, take care, and we'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!